What's up, guys? Curtis Wilkerson with Natty State Sports coming to you here from Bud Walton Arena. We're going to take a lap because it's the last time we get to be in here probably until what? An October exhibition game, the November season opener for the Razorbacks next season. The home schedule is done here at Bud Walton, and we don't know what the future holds with this program. They're going to have to go to Nashville and maybe win 5 games in 5 days to extend their season to an NCAA tournament or an NIT. Who knows what that might look like. But right now, it's over in Bud Walton Arena. Just a year that, man, it's been crazy, hasn't it? Probably hasn't gone the way any of us expected. It certainly hasn't been the way that I expected. So we need to take a lap and maybe exercise some demons for what's been a rough show for the Hogs here at Bud Walton at home this year, and hopefully something that we don't have to witness again because it's been tough. The Hogs did win tonight, 94-83 over LSU. Took care of business, did what they were supposed to do against a team that they should have beat, and quite frankly, one that had no business beating them by 21 in Baton Rouge earlier in the year. So a nice consolation prize, a nice way to go out with a bang at Bud Walton Arena to end the year. The seniors played well. The crazy dunk from Claw in this game was a good thing to see, a great moment for him that he'll be able to carry with him. A lot of contributions across the board. Jeremiah Davenport, a senior, played great. Mekhi Mitchell, a senior, played great. Perhaps Devo's last game in this building. We'll see about all that. But man, it just feels so surreal. Even in a winning effort by the Razorbacks, it just feels surreal walking out of here feeling the way I do compared to the way I felt walking into this place at the beginning of the season. I mean, if you think back to the preseason, Arkansas is a top 15 team in the country, and people are looking at this group saying, man, this might be the team that gets back over the hump and gets that elusive Final Four. They had the UT Tyler exhibition, but the Purdue one is one that really sticks out. Just an absolute madhouse, packed out to the gills in a charity exhibition, a game that didn't even count. And I just remember the energy and the excitement and the passion and almost like an irrational level of confidence from the fan base, because it just felt like this is a place that nobody could come in here and beat the Razorbacks. And then you think about, the Duke game where they take them down in the SEC ACC challenge, and the court storming and the moments there, just unforgettable stuff. And doesn't it just feel weird that those things happened, and this is also the same team in the same building where UNC Greensboro walked in here and got a win. Vanderbilt just a week ago walked in here and got a win, a Vanderbilt team that had won 7 games all year and 2 in league play. The same building where Arkansas lost by 30 to Auburn, lost by 30 to Tennessee. 11-6 on the season in Bud Walton Arena for the Razorbacks. That just does not feel right. I make predictions prior to every year, bold predictions. And the one constant for me has always been, I think Arkansas is going to go undefeated in Bud Walton, because this is a place where you should have to be 10 points better to beat the Razorbacks. And that's been the case. They've lost some games. I think they were 13-3 last year. They lost 1 game in Bud the previous 2 seasons. So it happens, but it ain't easy. Not anybody just walks in here and gets a dub over Arkansas. So it's just been different. And it hasn't felt right in this building. And I think it's kind of a microcosm of this season for Arkansas, which has just been consistently inconsistent. And look, they're playing a lot better basketball right here down the stretch, so we'll see what they do the rest of the way. But you can't lose 6 games at home. Not here. Not here. 11-6 in Bud Walton Arena, it's unacceptable based on the standard that's been set for Arkansas basketball. And hey, listen, I didn't set the standard. Okay, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Eric Musselman did by having his teams prepared and playing as well as they have in this building in the past. Nolan Richardson set the standard. Okay, the fan base set the standard. So it's unacceptable, and I think anybody would agree with that. And so for me, regardless of how this season ends, listen, it's going to be a wild offseason, folks. Okay, players come in, players go out. It could be the same thing with coaches, who knows. But regardless of who's wearing the Razorback jersey next year, top priority has to be restoring order in this building, in Bud Walton Arena. which can be one of the most intimidating environments in the country, and a place where people just don't come in and win. They just don't come in and beat you. Those have to be the givens. We know how hard it is to win on the road. Arkansas has only won a couple games on the road this season. And so it should be the same thing when people come into Fayetteville. That's just the way it is. Boy, it's just, it's a shame the way this year has gone. It really is. But I'm happy that they got a win here tonight, and just get a little bit of juice back, a little bit of swagger back, and some of the things I saw, they give me a little bit of cautious optimism as we move forward here. They're not going to play in Bud Walton again this season unless they host an NIT game, and I don't think that's going to happen. So, but they got to go on the road to Alabama. This is a group that's playing a lot better offensively right now than they have for long stretches in SEC play. So they've come around there. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and they're playing with some togetherness that, quite frankly, we haven't seen at times this season. But this group is connected. If you listen to Caleb Battle after the game, listen, he was very open about the fact that you see Arkansas's record, and it's not indicative of how much this team loves each other. And I thought that was a really powerful statement to come from him. And so maybe these guys can capture a little bit of magic and get something going once they get down to Nashville. They're going to have to, because it's their final lifeline, because they played themselves into this situation, which is unfortunate. But, you know, I hope this place is filled back up next year. Like I said, players are going to change. You know, maybe there'll be some coaching staff changes. Who knows? But these feel like hallowed grounds to me, you know. And seeing, you know, for a March SEC senior night game, this place to be less than half full, it doesn't set well with the stomach, man. It makes me feel a little bit queasy. And hey, I'm not blaming anybody who didn't show up for this game tonight. Don't get me wrong. I get it. Hey, we've already ran through some of the some of the things that have happened here this season, so I don't blame you one bit if you didn't want to spend your time to come out here. But you hate that it's that way, don't you? So stick with these guys. You know, let's see what they can do the rest of the way here this season, and it's going to be a wild off season as always. But I hope that the next time I walk back in here, and maybe the next time we're all back in here together, that it'll just be, you know, back to normal, if you will, right? Get this place rocking, get 20,000 back in the building, and, you know, maybe just remind the country, the nation, everybody else what this place is capable of being when it's at its best. That's all I hope for. Appreciate everybody for rocking with us. Make sure you check us out over at nattystatesports.com for written content. Subscribe to our Natty State Sports YouTube channel. We will see you here in a few months, but we'll also see you in Nashville for the SEC tournament, because we're going to follow these guys as far as they go, as always. It's been Curtis Wilkerson. Again, thank you guys for the support as always, and see if we can get this place rocking again next year, huh?